My name is Akinmejiwa Oluyemi Walter on the assessment tool given to us. I'm picking professional learning, teachers' professional learning. What is professional? Let me start with the importance of professional learning. What teachers know, do, and believe has a major influence on what the students learn. And if I'll be able to improve the quality of teaching and learning in my school, I must invest in learning of professional development. This learning should support the growth of me as an individual as well contribute to the realization of the goals and the priorities of the school and the system. A teacher's professional learning journey is an ongoing process of inquiry into and reflection on their practice, punctuated by learning activities and programs designed to enhance their professional knowledge, skills, and attitudes. This process of growth and development provides opportunity for me as a teacher to examine and challenge the assumptions and the roles, experiments with teaching strategies to develop a deeper understanding of my subject contents, the student I teach, and how the student learn. In the current context of educational reform, the professional learning of teachers is recognized as a key component of building the capacity of teachers that will result in the improvement of student outcomes. Because this research is aligned with and refined approaches to assessment and reporting and underpinned by the principle of learning and teaching effective professional learning. I as a teacher need to be provided with opportunities to learn because when planning, it really helps. Is what that is there that how we send out to the kids. That is why I must be always open to learning. And I believe that a committed to the professional growth of every teacher should be supported with professional opportunity that respect and knowledge that teachers are adult learners, where I can learn in different ways, it comes from different backgrounds, work in varieties of context, specific settings, and cater for the needs of diverse students. Effective professional learning recognizes that also have individual needs, different motivations for learning, and varied knowledge and experiment that will impact on the type of learning that I choose to engage in. The design of these learning activities must relate to and make implicit the intended purpose and the nature of what to be achieved to ensure teachers understand the relevance and the value these activities have their classroom practice and student learning. The relationship between change in the classroom practice and improvement in student learning demands the question of what learning is required and how it will be learned in most effective way to achieve intended goals. That is the work of teachers' professional learning. The principle of this professional learning, there are several principles that I will need to, to juxtapose here because when planning, it reflects my teacher professional learning reflects in my planning. One, because it focuses on improving student outcomes. I'm just talking not just individual teachers' needs, but generally it focuses on the improving students' outcomes. Number two, it focuses on and embedded in teachers' practice. That is, I'm not disconnected from the school. Three, it informed by the best available research on effective learning and teaching. I'm talking about not just limited to what I currently know. Number four, collaborative and involving reflection and feedback. Because not just individual inquiry alone. It gives me evidence based and data driven to guide improvements and to measure impact, not as a data. Ongoing it all helps in ongoing supported and fully integrated into the culture and operation of the system, school, the networks, the region, and the center, not episodic and fragmental. And the last one, both an individual responsibility and a collective responsibility at all levels of the system, not just the school level and was and optional. And also, if you look at this professional learning, it affects my planning. It reflects and help the students. They help us to plan at the beginning of the session. After the program, oh, I've already gained a lot. It brings in the teachers' inquiry and knowledge and a building cycle to promote valued student outcomes. Like number one, what are my students learning needs? That is where I reason after this course. What do they already know? I work myself before planning. What source of evidence have I used? What do they need to learn and do? How do I build on what they know? From there, it's a cycle, it's a building cycle. From there, I move on to when planning. Before even writing any lesson note, before writing any note at all. My planning starts from there. And from there, what are my own learning needs? That is, how have I contributed to existing students' outcome? What do I already know that can cause to promote valued outcome? What do I need to learn to do to promote valued outcomes? What sources of evidence, knowledge can I utilize? That is, and the first one, what are my students learning needs? The second one, what are my own even learning needs? And from there, my planning starts to design of tasks and the experiences. From there, I want to teaching actions. The action takes place. Okay, I already know their needs. I already know where they are weak. I already know where their problem lies. Okay. I also, as a teacher, I know also my needs. From there, what has been the impact of my changed action? How effective has what have I learned and done been promoting my students' learning and well-being? So from there, I now move to the last one of the circle, that what are my students learning needs? Can you see the circle now? So from there, that is all about teachers' professional learning. It helps me during planning, it helps me as a teacher, it helps my students to be able to know where their weak points are. That is one of those things that I learned from it. Thank you.